Hello guys, how are you? Um, this is my, let's call it my first real tutorial. I was here with nothing to do, and I thought, well, that's one of the parts I enjoyed the most on modeling when I'm building or assembling a model. Um, and well, I believe I have acquired the the experience that is needed in order to teach. And well, since my early military days, someone and in school when I was learning how to teach, someone told me, if you know your duty is to teach, to pass that knowledge. So many videos have been made on tutorials and better than this, obviously. However, I wanted to do this one. I really wanted to do. Okay, so let's do tutorial on washes. First of all, what is a wash? Well, a wash is a very thin paint mix. Um, the exact proportions will vary depending on the effect required. However, typically it's 95% of thinner and 5% of paint, which basically it can be um, pastel chalk, oil washes, powders, weathering powders, or pigments. You will need some brushes and something to put your wash on. Okay, so I put this bottle of varnish here because the first thing you gotta do before, very important before the wash, is to give it a coat to seal it in order not to damage the paint, the model, the decals. So you probably, and to help the wash itself to go to flow on the model, okay? To make a surface, to break the tension of the surface, to make it smoother, okay? So very important is to, first of all, you give it 1-2 layers of varnish to the model. Let it dry very well in order to begin the oil wash, the wash, sorry. So you will need, I have here Trementine, White Spirit from AK. I like it very much. It's very good, very simple. And we will talk about these washes from AK Interactive or the MIG Productions. It's the same, more in depth, a little bit ahead. Okay, so a wash is a very thin paint of mix, as I said. It's important that the type of paint used, I mean, does not affect the underlying base and paint surface. Therefore, if the model is painted with acrylics, that should be oil or enamel or vice versa, okay? Okay? If the model is painted with acrylics, don't forget the wash should be oil or enamel or vice versa. If it's enamel, the model is painted with enamel, it should be an acrylic wash. Well, you know, it is common to put a protective layer of varnish, like I told you, on the base coat of paint before applies. That is very important, okay? And the purpose of the wash is to, well, to enhance the surface detail, to increase the appearance, to give it some depth, and sometimes models are very small, you know, and that surface detail may not be very visible. This is not just because the details are small, but because items like hangs and panel lines on the model will not cast some shadows, you know, and that gives them some artificiality. You want to make the model real, more appealing to the eyes, you know. To an extent, the wash technique is a little like painting shadows and darkness. Okay, see it like this. It is complemented by dry brushing, which also is very cool. That highlights the areas. Dry brush normally highlights areas. The washing and dry brushing techniques, when used together, they help to bring the model life. They give realism, and they create a very, very good visual impact. Okay, I've placed this here because I would like to tell you something. There's a difference between washes and filters. I admit, in the beginning, I thought that they were the same, but they are not the same. Like a wash, filters are a layer of high thinned paint. However, that is the only similarity between them. Okay, a wash is aimed at the selective part of a model and make areas that should be dark look darker. You know. Such a wash is normally applied to small areas on a model with a small brush, and it will be allowed to flow along the panel lines. The washes do that. A filter is, let me explain to you in the best English that I have. A filter is intended to affect the entire paint surface equally and subtly, and do subtle changes to the color and tones of the paintwork. Thus, a filter will normally be applied very modestly, very sparingly, with the large area brush. The aim of the filters, are to apply evenly over most of, not all of the model. Okay. The wash normally will be darker than the base color, and the filter is likely to have the same total tone value, i.e. not darker or lighter, but will be a different color, you know. So a filter is something used to, let's say, to better the model, to give them subtle changes, and sometimes is used to blend different camouflage colors, you know, bringing the colors together, or the tone of the base coat, you know. Okay. A wash needs to be applied a gloss or semi-gloss surface, where a filter is best applied in a matte, flat finished. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess it is like this. I'm doing a tutorial, but sometimes I can get wrong. But a wash is to applied on a gloss or semi-gloss surface. The filter is to be applied in a matte or flat finish. Don't forget, okay? So, next I will try and demonstrate how to apply some washes on a model that I have here, a BF-110 that I am building with Aaron Newland in the bodybuilding. We're doing a very, very amusing bodybuilding, and I will do that on 2 stages. First, I will apply the wash, try to do a tutorial, and then I will be washing this model. This is not a demonstration model. This is a model that I intend to keep in very good shape, because it's a body build, and Me and my buddy Aaron Newland, we had tremendous fun. We are having tremendous fun building this. If you don't know Aaron Newland's, I mean, you all know Aaron Newlands from question 3, but if you don't know his work, you should go. You should totally go there. Aaron Newlands, he's a great guy. Very wise, very relaxed guy. So I will try to do this wash on this model, okay? So let's try and do that, okay? Let's try and do it. Okay, preparing the equipment for the wash. Obviously, you will need model, a simple model, or whatever model you are building. And it should have been given a gloss coat with a medium that will not react with the wash. Okay, for example, if you are using an oil or enamel wash, then the previous coats should be either gloss acrylic paint or varnish. Okay, if you are using an oil or enamel wash, you should use a gloss acrylic paint or a varnish. You will need your chosen paint medium with plenty of good quality thinner. In this case, I have White Spirit from AK. It's very soft. It's very good. I don't want to give it some advertisement publicity. However, it is indeed very good. I almost forgot. If you are using acrylics as a wash and water as a thinner, because that could be done also, then a drop of liquid dishwashing detergent will help the wash to flow. You know, it will break the tension, and I mean, the wash will flow through your panels. You will be applying that wash, and you will see it spread through your panels. It's fantastic. You will need some paper towel, okay, some cotton buds. I believe it's the name. Cotton buds. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Also, a fine paintbrush to apply the wash, okay, and a larger brush to apply on the area to to work on an area, okay. So this is the equipment you're going to need. Let's proceed to preparing the wash. Okay, let's do it. Preparing the wash. Well, for these washes, AK or MIG wash, you have to do a very, very, very important procedure. Done. It's very simple. You just have to very energetic shake, and all you need is to open the bottle and apply it directly to the model. There are several types of washes. I mean, I can, for instance, this one is dark yellow for German vehicles, for NATO camo vehicles. This one is DAC vehicles, Desert Africa Corps. Pete, I didn't say corpses. And well, it's very simple basically. However, if you want to use an oil wash, you have to place a little bit of a pea size, or not even that, of paint here. Okay. Okay. And here, and a few drops of thinner in the palette, or okay. And now we, oh, one thing, make sure it's good quality paint, oil paint, okay, guys? Cheaper oil paint may be, I mean, how to say it, too coarsely ground and maybe lacking in pigment, okay? So it's better for you to buy some very good artist paint, oil paint, instead of those cheaper ones. You get better results. And well, this will give you for a couple of years. So it's an investment that you make. And I think I'm going to put a little bit more, because I like it very well diluted. And now you just give it a good mix. As you can see, it's very thin, 5% of paint, and the rest is thinner, or oil, or mineral spirits, you know. There it is. Okay. Then now we can proceed to applying the wash on the model. Well, there's basically two methods to apply a wash. First is you place you put the brush on the wash. Please be sure that the paintbrush is not too full of wash, or it will flood the model, and that is not very good. And then slightly you just pin down, and you can see that it's getting darker. Can you get it? I'm sorry, the camera is not the best one. However, I believe that you can see that. And well, this is called pin wash. You apply it very smooth, and well, it sticks to the model, you know. And as you can see, if you notice a little bit, the model is beginning to get shadows, you know, on those clear parts, those wider parts. Here, as you can see, it's a little bit dirty. No problem, because after we can remove it, and simple as that. Always on the direction of the wind, okay guys? Never forget that, okay? Always in the direction of the wind to create flow. Like this. And the other method is, and let's turn the model around, simply by getting a larger brush, okay, which this one seems to be, but it's not. It's just, this is a cheaper one, and it has oxidized the, well, you simply apply all the wash to the model, okay, let it flow, and then you let it dry, and with a little damp paper towel, after it dries, you just clean it, and the wash will disappear from the middle of the panels and stay in the middle of the other ones, where basically it has infiltrated, you know, it has, and it will give a different texture and depth to the colors and the rivets of the model. And well, as you can see here, let's try and get it here. See it flow? See how it flows? And well, it gets on those rivets, and see it? There it is. You can do a pin wash or this kind of wash too, and just let it flow, let it go, and well, I believe it's, let's get it dry, and then let's go to the other to clean it up, and then we're going to repeat if necessary. So let's see it. See you later, guys. Well, cleaning up the mess, basically the wash. We left the wash to dry till it's touch dry for 15, 20, 25 minutes, using a paper towel or a cotton bud, lightly damped with thinner. We're going to clean up any excess of the wash, and well, I hope you guys can see it. It's important to always clean up in the flow of the wind on the wing. As you can see, it's cleaning up, you know, and it's giving him those kinds of shadows. Don't do this, always do that, like I said, because it's the flow of the wind on the wings, okay? If you do this, it will look counter nature. It's not this, it's better. As you can see, it's getting better and better, you know? There. And you clean the whole model very patiently, like this. Okay, don't get it too much, or it will take the shadows from the panel lines, and you don't want that, because when you pass the cotton bud, it will dilute also the panel lines, and you don't want that, because that's the whole purpose of the wash, to give some surface, to have some color differentiation on the panel, so you would lose that also. Very lightly. Let's do this here. Okay. I'm glad this is working, or else that would be a pain in the butt, because this is a brand new assembled model, so it would be very awkward to explain Aaron how I messed up a perfectly good model that he saw even yesterday. Oh, and now it's ruined. How did you do that? Well, I tried to do a wash tutorial, and well, but no, it's getting along perfectly. I'm very pleased with it. As you can see, always the direction of the wind flow here is dirty. It's getting cleaner, right? Here is where you can possibly best observe the effect of the clean here. As you can see, the importance of sealing with varnish is that if you do this, as you can see, this is very rough to the model itself. However, when you do this, you are not ruining the model, because it's well sealed and the panel lines will be just great, and you will see them all. Can you see it, guys? Awesome. So you can try and do this whole day. However, it's not advisable to do that, because you have things to do, and so do I. However, we can try and there it is. There is a difference. Clean and with a wash. Clean and with a wash. Well, and you keep on going, and until the model is all cleaned. I will show it to you in a while, okay? Let's not be annoying on this. See you soon. Well, guys, I cleaned the wash, paper towels, dirty, okay? And well, this is the result. First you had a very basic yellow, and now you have something like this. Panel lines are well underlined, let's say. Shadows on the fuel tanks, okay? all the plane. As you can see, all the panels are very well. And this is a new tooling 172 from Airfix. You know, if you bought a Tamiya one, let me say it, that you couldn't get it better. It's a very, very well tooled airplane. I just used on this one, I just used a panel you cannot see. However, I used an Edward photo etch part to the cockpit and some seat belts to the, okay, I've made some a little bit some here, these panels with the evergreen. However, the kit is basically as it is. It's a very good one. It's a very good one. I recommend it. So this was my first tutorial, wash tutorial. I hope you guys appreciate it. I hope you like it. I would like to thank all my subscribers to watch, all your comments, everything you say. It's welcome. And well, there's a tutorial. I hope you guys like it. All the best to you. Keep modeling.